In the news this week, plans to extend Sunday trading are put on hold after cross-party opposition from MPs. Schools are paying hundreds of pounds for pupils to sing about the principles of the controversial named person scheme. And a play which portrays Jesus as a transsexual has faced strong criticism. Hello and welcome to this week's news bulletin from the Christian Institute. Plans to extend Sunday trading have been put on hold by the government after a cross-party group of MPs said they would oppose the move. A vote on devolving the issue of Sunday trading to local authorities had been expected in the House of Commons next week. But 20 Conservative MPs, alongside MPs from Labour, the SNP and the DUP, have said they oppose the plans. The government says there has not been a U-turn and it may try to use a different bill to push through the proposals. Tory MPs, including David Burrows, Fiona Bruce and Caroline Ansell, raised their concerns about the policy in a letter published in the Daily Telegraph. Scrapping Sunday trading restrictions will not help high streets. Instead, it will benefit large out-of-town businesses. Earlier this week, the SNP announced that it would be opposing the plans because they would undermine shop workers. Leading employment law specialist John Bowers QC had warned that Scotland would be affected by changes in Sunday trading laws made at Westminster. In the legal opinion, he said that although Scotland is not party to Sunday trading legislation, Supreme Court rulings on employment still apply there. School children in Scotland are being taught to sing about the principles behind the controversial named person scheme by a theatre company. The named person scheme is underpinned by a series of well-being indicators known as Shannari. In Hopscotch Theatre Company's Shannari song, children are told they can brighten up the weather and that they should hold a vigil for every individual. Schools are paying £405 for the production. No to named person spokesman Simon Calvert said, "I hope parents will tell schools they don't want their children to have anything to do with it. Who thought it was a good idea to teach children to sing the praises of government policy?" Responding to media coverage of the story, Hopscotch said the show is an entertaining take on what could be an otherwise dull subject, and that it had absolutely no idea what the named person scheme was. A play which portrays Jesus as a transsexual has faced strong criticism ahead of its launch at a publicly funded LGBT festival in Northern Ireland. The Gospel According to Jesus, Queen of Heaven, is part of the Outburst Queer Arts Festival in Belfast, which received more than £45,000 of funding from the Arts Council of Northern Ireland. Kieran Kelly, Head of Communications at the Christian Institute, highlighted that the offensive production has benefited from funding from a public body.
The Arts Council of Northern Ireland have seen fit to support a show designed to cause as much offence to Christians as possible. They cannot possibly be ignorant of the Christian doctrine that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. And yet they've chosen to spend close on £50,000 subsidising a play that goes out of its way to denigrate him. Public bodies in Northern Ireland are bound by the law to promote good relations between people. So for the Arts Council, Belfast City Council and others to utilise taxpayers' money in a way which causes such obvious conflict is just deplorable.
In a letter to the Belfast Telegraph, church leaders from across Belfast have called for the play to be cancelled. The letter stresses that biblical teaching clearly portrays Jesus Christ as the eternal Son of God. It quotes from Hebrews chapter 1 verse 3, which says that Christ is the exact imprint of his Father in heaven, and says the good news of the Christian message entirely depends on this unique and unchangeable relationship. And finally, a growing trend against getting married is fueling an epidemic of family breakdown, according to the Marriage Foundation. New figures from the Office for National Statistics reveal that cohabiting families now make up 16% of all families with dependent children in the UK. The figures show that since 1996, the number of couples bringing up their children out of wedlock has increased from around 560,000 to 1.3 million, a rise of 132%. Research Director at the Marriage Foundation, Harry Benson, said that cohabiting is leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. Couples who aren't married when their child is born are far less likely to remain together compared to those who marry beforehand. If this epidemic of family breakdown isn't to spread, we desperately need a culture change that re-embraces the importance of parents committing to one another before having children. Well, that's all for this week. For regular updates and information on all of our stories, plus much more, visit our website at christian.org.uk. Until next time, goodbye.